Will NXT be involved in the WWE Draft 2023 is the burning question I'm going to answer today here on SCW. In my personal opinion, looking at when Triple H made the announcement that the WWE Draft was coming, he did say that every single superstar is eligible for the draft. Now, what does that mean when you dive into it? Perhaps he could say, well, every champion is eligible, but that's nothing new. We've used to seeing that in the past. Perhaps maybe it's certain superstars like Logan Paul, John Cena, who seem to be able to go where they want. Brock Lesnar being another one as well. Maybe they'll actually be drafted to shows and that's the only show they can appear on. Or is Triple H talking about NXT? Now, NXT has been involved in the WWE draft many times in the past. Of course, the last time we had a draft, I think the big surprise for everybody was the inclusion of Hit Row onto SmackDown on the first night of the WWE draft. And I think we could get something like that again, because NXT has a very talented roster and many of them are ready for that next step. But should that many be given the opportunity right now to go to have that next step? Because in one way, if they don't get called up, people on NXT that are not ready can't develop. Everyone's got their sort of set TV time right now. But if you call too many up, the roster's quite stacked as it is. Triple H brought so many returns last year. We could find where many people are lost in the shuffle, or worse, end up getting released. I mentioned Hit Row earlier in this video. They were called up to SmackDown in October of 2021. By the middle of November, all of them were released from the company. So we need to find a way where people get used and utilized well if they're going to be called up and brought in through this WWE draft. Some of the names that we can look out for, and I will say there was a video that I did before WrestleMania of NXT call-ups we could see after WrestleMania. If you want more depth or detail, that'll be attached at the end of this video. But if you want me to quickly go through some names I think that would be ready for that step, let's go through them now. Bron Breakker, former NXT champion, has done everything, had the whole NXT on his back for near enough the last 2 years. This guy is ready for the next step. He's even turned heel on NXT since losing the championship, and has actually said when given the opportunity to have a rematch that he didn't want it, that NXT pretty much having that championship was a curse for him. He did want to do it for the fans and he didn't need the fans' support going forward. Could that be a way of subtly saying, I'm off, I'm going from here in a couple of weeks' time? I'm not even going to have that rematch with Carmelo Hayes. Perhaps Bron Breakker would be one that could be going to Raw or SmackDown. He certainly is ready, in my opinion. As is Roxanne Perez, another one who's lost her championship just recently. She's another one that sort of developed her character a little bit in recent weeks. Of course, she's going through a lot of anxiety. Of course, many people go through this stuff on a daily basis. It gives someone, for a lot of people, to go and attach themselves to and say, I support her, because if she can do it, so can I. And I think Roxanne Perez is a winner. She's a great in-ring talent. She's got a lot to offer. She's still, what, like 21 years old. She's got a lot of time ahead of her, and I think she will be a big deal for the women's division for many years to come. Cora Jade, another name that is definitely ready for that spot. Of course, she's dating Bron Breakker in real life as well. WWE likes to keep the couples together. Cora Jade, there's a lot of hype of her backstage as well. If you believe the inside dirt sheets, sources and stuff like that, they see her as like potentially a next Sasha Banks. If that's going to be the case, then Cora Jade, another one with a very bright future. The only sort of nitpick I have with this is the fact she's not been NXT Women's Champion. I would like to see her carry that championship for a bit of experience in NXT before being called up, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was to get that call up. Pretty Deadly, I've talked about them before on this channel. I think it's a tag team. They know their character, they know their direction, they know everything about them. And one thing I said they were lacking, the last time I did a video on this, I said they were lacking a mean streak. They have brought that mean streak into their feud with Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, which I'm glad to see. It's almost that final ingredient that Pretty Deadly need to get to another level. And because they're such distinct characters, they will stand out on the main roster as well. The Cree Brothers as well, former NXT Tag Team Champions, brilliant tag team. The tag team division in WWE could do with a bit of extra depth, which is why I mentioned a couple of teams here. For me, I'd love to see them with the Alpha Academy. I think that'd be pretty cool, especially as Diamond Mine hasn't really worked in my personal opinion, but to be with the Alpha Academy, to be with Chad Gable, I think it could be a great way to introduce them to our screens. Cameron Grimes as well has not been on NXT for, well, feels like an eternity. I think it's time to give him a call up. He's done everything he could do in NXT. If Triple H can bring him with that money gimmick that he's got, and also just putting him with Baron Corbin at the minute, everything's going wrong for Corbin. Cameron Grimes with the laugh and everything like that, with the money and stuff like that. I think it could be a fun way to introduce him to the show. Grayson, another name as well, who's been actually on Raw a couple of times already. He's had feuds with main roster talents like AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano, has held himself in high regard as well. And notice, he's got a championship opportunity against Carmelo Hayes at Spring Breaking very soon to have that championship opportunity. Is he going to lose and end up on the main roster? Definitely one to keep an eye out for, and just a couple of other names to throw at you because I think that they are ready, but I don't think they necessarily may get caught up at this stage. But Zoe Stark is certainly one I'd keep an eye out for. She's very well seasoned on NXT. Wendy Chu's a fantastic character. I mentioned character because she would be distinct if she was called up to a main roster. I don't see her winning an NXT championship in her future either. And last but not least, I'll mention two more names, Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough, both doing fantastic work in NXT, both been in NXT UK. Ilya Dragunov, of course, more than the established one. He's actually had great matches with Gunther in the past and been a former NXT UK champion. JD McDonough, of course, he's not won championships, but he's been fantastic. I could see JD McDonough being with Karrion Kross, for example, be a great little, nice little team that they could have together there. But yeah, names to keep an eye out for. But like I say, I think it's the more established top names you could be looking out for. Bron Breakker, Roxanne, Perez are definitely the two I'd say are most likely of everybody at this stage. But that's my thoughts on it anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Will NXT be involved in the WWE Draft 2023? If so, which names do you want to see called up to the main roster? Who do you think would be a good fit, and which show would you like to see them on? If you've enjoyed this video, then please do consider hitting the like button, share with a friend, and subscribe as well. And like I say, it's draft season, ladies and gentlemen. There are draft videos coming on this channel pretty much all the time, including ones popping up on the side of your screen right now. So go and check them out. Thank you for watching as always. Look after yourselves. Have yourselves a great day. You've been watching SCW here on YouTube.